Most of you do know. But if you don't, I was blocked by Ryan Reynolds. Yes. So Joe Rogan just entered the chat and he is team Justin Baldoni.
Joe Rogan exposed Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds siding with Justin Baldwin. The truth is out, and everyone sees through their blame game now.
And it's absolutely absurd and it's not going to work.
Rogan called them out hard, demanding they stop the dirty tactics that are wrecking Justin's mental health and tearing his reputation to shreds.
She's using it to assert control over Justin Baldoni, destroy his life. Essentially, it was destroying his family, his health, and everything else.
Joe Rogan just entered the chat, and I've never seen a man come in swinging harder for justice. The godfather of podcasting, our alpha microphone himself, isn't even trying to play it cool. He's officially Team Baldoni with 14.5 million Spotify listeners, 16.4 million YouTube subscribers, and 18.9 million Instagram followers. This isn't just an opinion, it's a public execution. Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds messed up, and it's not just me saying it, it's Joe freaking Rogan.
This is what you get. You're trying to fucking ruin a guy's livelihood by using the Me Too movement?
Because they were trying to take over the movie.
Yeah.
They were trying to take over the movie and the whole franchise. He owned the franchise.
They're fucked.
The whole thing's crazy.
They're fucked.
And he's suing the New York Times.
This wasn't some cryptic Hollywood shade. Rogan flat out said Blake and Ryan tried to weaponize sexual harassment allegations, not to protect anyone, not to support survivors, but to control the movie. Yeah, real feminist icons. They act like they're marching for rights, but in reality they're hijacking an entire production like it's Ocean's 14, the entitled heist.
That it's a bunch of fabrication and lies, and then you see the control that she took over the movie, and I just don't see how any of these reporters are coming to that conclusion other than they are just trying to meet some type of agenda.
Rogan wasn't subtle. You could hear the disgust in his voice, and let's be real, when Joe Rogan goes off, it's not a whisper behind a curtain, it's a megaphone blasting across the internet. This is the guy who helped flip the Johnny Depp versus Amber Heard narrative, and now he's looking straight at the Lively Reynolds disaster, calling BS, because that's exactly what it is.
But that's what it takes.
That's what it takes.
It's like Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
He's like, all right.
Yeah.
He did for the boys.
Exactly. You got to do it.
You need real motherfuckers to be like, nah, man, I ain't going out like this.
Yeah, especially a guy like that. It was like known as being like this really sweet, nice guy.
Yeah. A full-blown Hollywood BS fiesta, where a sweet, calm guy like Baldoni gets painted as the villain while two overhyped A-listers hide behind NDAs and legal threats. Let's not sugarcoat it. The double standard is disgusting. When Blake cries wolf, every outlet listens, but when Baldoni, with actual receipts, defends himself, people hesitate. Not anymore, not with Rogan blowing this entire thing wide open.
And then it's like, all right,
dude, he posted the receipts.
Oh,
he's like, oh, remember our text exchange?
How about she told him to come into the dressing room while she was breastfeeding?
And speaking of Ryan Reynolds, Deadpool, Mint Mobile Daddy, Aviation Gin poster boy, wow, what a fall from grace. Rogan went in on him too. And it was beautifully brutal. He called Reynolds a central player in this mess, and now Ryan's trying to backpedal, acting clueless. Oh really, Ryan, you just accidentally landed in a $400 million lawsuit, tripped, spilled some gin, and face-planted into legal hell? Come on. Rogan isn't buying it, and neither is anyone else.
Blake Lively, talk about ruin your reputation, and Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, they fucked up. Ryan's trying to get out of it now. He's trying to get out of the lawsuit, and they're like, you are a key part of this.
This is what you get, though.
Rogan roasted him without even raising his voice. He straight up said Ryan's trying to escape the lawsuit, but they're not letting him. Why? Because, and I quote, you are a key part of this. That's what you get, man. You play puppet master with people's careers, try to ruin a man's life using movements meant to protect real victims, and then act shocked when the whole house of cards collapses on your head. Give me a break.
Baldoni, Blake Lively thing?
Bro, Blake Lively, talk about ruin your reputation, and Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, they fucked up. Ryan's trying to get out of it now. He's trying to get out of the lawsuit, and they're like, you are a key part of this.
This is what you get, though. This is what you get. You're trying to fucking ruin a guy's livelihood.
It's not just Rogan. Brendan Schaub on the podcast called it out too. He flat out said Reynolds and Lively were using #MeToo as a career weapon, and Rogan didn't hesitate. Yes, 100%. No, playing both sides. And here's the kicker, Rogan compared Baldoni to Johnny Depp. That's huge. This isn't just about defending a man. It's about rewriting the narrative that Hollywood manipulators like Blake and Ryan tried so hard to control.
He owned the franchise.
They're fucked.
The whole thing's crazy.
They're fucked.
And he's suing the New York Times, and he's got a great case
he's
there
going hard
too.
in the paint. But
He
that's
should.
what it takes.
That's what it takes.
It's like Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
He's like, all right.
Oh, and Ryan's image, that cute, self-aware, sarcastic guy we all loved in Deadpool, yeah, that's dead. He's not Deadpool anymore. He's Blockpool soft-shell avocado toast with a marketing team. That relatable guy shtick doesn't fly when you're trying to bury a man under fake allegations while your wife pulls a full-on Cruella de Vil behind the scenes.
They just never thought that anybody was going to come out with the receipts.
Because no one's ever done it. Because everyone just bows
Because everyone's
down.
scared.
Yeah.
Because Ryan Reynolds A-list, Blake Lively A-list. Like, don't, they're the queen.
And now let's talk about the receipts, because this is where Rogan just unleashes the facts like a firestorm.
Van City Reynolds, who has blocked me, so I can still view his stuff. I just can't post anything. You see, guys, it's all grayed out. Look at that. My feelings are really hurt.
Justin Baldoni isn't just sitting back. He's fighting like a warrior, armed with receipts that make Lively and Reynolds look like amateurs in a courtroom drama they tried to direct but forgot to script. We're talking a full-blown website, text messages, voice notes, and behind-the-scenes footage, all proving Lively's story is crumbling faster than her husband's Twitter following.
He's like, oh, remember our text exchange?
How about she told him to come into the dressing room while she was breastfeeding?
Let's pause and talk about one hilariously damning piece of evidence. Blake accused Baldoni of walking into her trailer while she was breastfeeding, playing the "he violated my space" card, but guess what? She texted him to come in. Yeah, literal written proof she invited him. This is next-level clownery. You can't cry wolf after sending the wolf a VIP invitation, with directions.
Told him to come into the dressing room while she was breastfeeding. And then part of the complaint was that he came into the dressing room while I was breastfeeding. Like, you literally have a text exchange back and forth.
Rogan highlighted that moment with pure disbelief. You could hear it in his voice, like, are they actually serious with this stuff? The Hollywood elite has gotten away with this for so long, they genuinely didn't think someone like Baldwin would clap back.
And then part of the complaint was that he came into the dressing room while I was breastfeeding. Like, you literally have a text exchange back and forth. They just never thought that anybody was going to come out with the receipts.
Because no one's ever done it. Because everyone just bows down.
Because everyone's scared.
Yeah.
Because Ryan Reynolds A-list, Blake Lively A-list.
They thought Baldoni would just curl up and disappear, but nah, not this time. This isn't some quiet backdoor NDA resolution. Baldoni pulled out the whole damn war chest: texts, voice memos, footage, a full-blown website. Who drops a website in the middle of a lawsuit? A man who knows he's been set up and is ready to burn it all down. Rogan made it crystal clear. This wasn't a he said, she said, this was a she said, and he pulled the receipts situation. And the best part, they weren't prepared. They thought the Hollywood PR machine would shield them. They thought their A-list armor was bulletproof, but guess what? Facts don't care about your Vanity Fair cover. Rogan literally said they never expected anyone to show the receipts, because no one ever does. Everyone's too scared of Blake and Ryan. Who wants to take on Hollywood's prom king and queen? But Baldoni did. And now they're flailing, blocking people, silencing brand accounts, and getting shredded online by fans sick of the hypocrisy.
I was blocked by Ryan Reynolds. Yes. Predator Pool himself blocked me. I don't know when he blocked me. I don't know if it's when I exposed on X what happened with his daughter in Deadpool and that abhorrent things that they made her do.
Justin Baldoni didn't just clap back. He loaded a legal cannon and fired it straight at Hollywood's elite. We're talking a $400 million lawsuit, not $4 million, not $40 million. $400 million. That's not just a lawsuit. That's an industry-wide earthquake. And guess who's at the center of it? Blake, professional victim Lively, Ryan I swear I'm innocent Reynolds, and their PR puppet master, Leslie Sloan. They thought they were playing 4D chess. Turns out, Baldoni was holding the rule book and the receipts.
It's whiny, it's bratty, and it needs to end. So to that I say, thank you to Blake Lively.
The lawsuit hits hard: defamation, extortion, false light, invasion of privacy, promissory fraud, basically everything you'd expect from a Hollywood power grab gone wrong. This isn't "you hurt my feelings" legal fluff. These are real scorched earth charges, and Baldoni isn't playing. Rogan looked at the case and called his legal strategy solid, and coming from Joe, that's saying something. This man doesn't hand out compliments unless they come with a protein shake and a punchline.
This is an amazing support that Justin is now getting from Joe Rogan on this case, and it's going to continue to get ugly as more things come out.
But here's the real kicker. Baldoni isn't just going after Blake and Ryan. He's also suing the New York Times for their hilariously one-sided coverage. Even the so-called paper of record * couldn't resist singing for Hollywood's golden couple. Journalism is dead, folks, and Baldoni just brought the shovel. His strategy: no backroom deals, no hush-hush settlements. Drag every slimy little detail into the light, back it up with documented proof, and let the public roast the frauds like marshmallows at a campfire. And if this lawsuit lands, and it looks like it might, we're staring at a complete shift in how Hollywood handles its dirty laundry. No more false accusations getting swept under the rug. No more PR spin destroying people without a single verified fact. This could be the case that finally cracks the system, or at least embarrasses it so badly it pretends to behave for a while.
She told the composer that she brought in when the other one was fired and she wanted let go, allegedly because Taylor Swift wanted him let go.
Now let's talk about Blake Lively's little dictatorship, because wow, she went full Game of Thrones on a romance movie. Her takeover of It Ends With Us wasn't just unprofessional, it was straight-up cartoon villain behavior. She wasn't just the star, she allegedly fired people, replaced crew, and even blocked Baldoni, the actual director, from seeing his own footage. That's not acting, that's a hostile takeover. She didn't want to star in the film, she wanted to own it.
She basically called him and said that she has moved into the role of taking control of the movie and finishing it and doing the whole movie.
And she walked away with a PGA credit, producer status. You know what that means: real power, influence over casting, editing, access to everything. But the cherry on top, a composer literally said Blake called him herself and said, "I'm running the film now." This wasn't just a lead actress doing her job, this was a full-blown takeover, like she thought she was directing a Marvel blockbuster, not some Nicholas Sparks knockoff. And yet, she still wants us to believe she's the innocent little flower getting trampled by mean men in suits. Get real. The irony is so thick you could cut it with one of Reynolds' aviation gin bottles. Blake filed harassment claims like she was some helpless extra on set. Meanwhile, she was running the place like a power-tripping CEO. When someone has the authority to fire staff, control the edit, and lock the actual director out of the loop, that's not a victim, that's a boss. But sure, let's all cry for poor Blake while she plays mob boss in heels.
Mr. Reynolds was a key player in the scheme, defaming Justin around Hollywood, strong-arming WME, their agency, into dropping Justin as a client and trying to destroy Justin's career however possible.
And Ryan was there for all of it. He's not some clueless bystander, he's attached to the lawsuit. He's allegedly neck in this mess, and his silence speaks louder than his Mint Mobile ads. If he didn't like how things were being handled, where was the statement? Where was the accountability? Oh right, busy blocking critics on social media like a fragile man-child with a Wi-Fi signal.
She's opened up about the fact that she struggles for equality, all the struggles that she faces on behalf of trying to stand up as a woman.
Now here's where it gets spicy: the feminism card. Rogan called it out hard, and rightfully so. A Hollywood power couple twisting a legitimate social movement into a personal weapon? It's not about safety or justice, it's about control. Rogan's not saying all accusations are fake, far from it, but he's exposing the selective outrage. Blake makes a claim, the world stops. Proof: it's BS crickets.
It's just disgusting. But as more and more evidence has come out, you're seeing more people are siding with Justin Baldoni.
It's wild how the media ran with Blake's version. No cross-checking, no fact verification. Just Blake said it, so it must be true. Meanwhile, Baldoni drops screenshots, recordings, video clips, and somehow he's the one being questioned. Make it make sense.
I think even feminists will agree that you can't just believe someone because they make accusations, especially once the evidence shows that it's a bunch of fabrication and lies, and then you see the control that she took over the movie. And I just don't see how any of these reporters are coming to that conclusion other than they are just trying to meet some type of agenda.
Let's talk about this new brand of feminism they're pushing, the believe all women, no matter the facts kind, the performative, delusional nonsense that lets celebrities cry foul and instantly become saints. That's not feminism, that's manipulation wrapped in hashtags. Even real feminists are stepping back like, wait, hold up, we're not defending that.
So over Ryan Reynolds. Enjoy it while it lasts, my good man. Cancel culture is sneaking up on you.
Let's say it plain, this isn't empowerment, it's reputation assassination. And Blake Lively is holding the sniper rifle while Ryan wipes the fingerprints off the bullets. They took a movement meant to help survivors and twisted it into fuel for their Hollywood ego trip. Now that it's blowing up in their faces, They're shocked. They never expected Rogan to speak up. They never thought Baldoni would fight back. And they definitely didn't expect receipts to flood the internet. They assumed the believe me because I'm famous strategy would work well, not this time.
All that money earned on the line for all the cases filed against for stealing another man's movie.
Ryan Reynolds really fumbled the bag, didn't he? The man went from beloved fan favorite to full-on Hollywood villain in record time. It's almost impressive how fast the public turned on him. Deadpool fans, Mint Mobile customers, even comic book shop owners are tossing him in the recycling bin. Imagine being so fake that nerds who've worshipped Deadpool for a decade are now burying your merch in the basement like it's radioactive.
And Deadpool fans are done with Ryan Reynolds.
And don't even get me started on Reddit and X. The digital pitchforks are out, and they're not letting this go. One user literally said, "You buried your career like that movie." Damn, that one comment hit harder than any of Reynolds' fake barbs in interviews.
Deadpool rocks. You and your wife, however, are complete garbage humans.
And it's not just random trolls either. This backlash is coming from longtime fans who actually bought into his whole funny guy with a heart of gold act, but now that act is over, the curtain dropped, and behind it a hypocritical power-drunk Hollywood clown who tried to help bulldoze a man's career while playing the victim's husband.
There's a number of guys who are speaking up about this, but by and large, I would say it's mostly women. And men haven't really entered the chat in the way that I think if they understood the merits of this case, they understood the false allegations of sexual harassment.
Even his brands are hiding. Mint Mobile and Aviation Gin, the ones he plastered his smirking face all over like the second coming of Don Draper, went private. Full on oh no, don't look at us mode. That's the PR equivalent of running from the cops in Crocs. If your brand's entire identity is you and suddenly you need to duck for cover, maybe the problem isn't haters, maybe the problem is you. One creator put it perfectly: everything they wanted to happen to Baldoni is now happening to them, and that's not just poetic justice, that's karma showing up with popcorn. Blake and Ryan thought they could destroy a man with false allegations, expecting the media to roll out the red carpet. Instead, Joe Rogan walked in, flipped the narrative like a damn pancake. And now the internet is watching them choke on the same lies they tried to feed us.
She got a PGA credit, and she essentially took control of the movie. She fired people. She brought in her own team. She did all types of things. She blocked Justin Baldoni from seeing footage, from finishing the movie.
Now, let's talk about Blake Queen Gaslight Lively and her legal gymnastics, because here's the $400 million question. Was she even legally a victim under California law? Blake filed harassment claims like a helpless contractor. Boo-hoo, poor me, just a delicate actress being oppressed on set. But plot twist, she had producer-level control the entire time, firing people, replacing departments, blocking Baldoni from doing his job. That doesn't sound like a powerless employee, that sounds like a boss on a power trip.
She told the composer that she brought in when the other one was fired that she wanted let go, allegedly because Taylor Swift wanted him let go.
Under California labor law, even contractors get harassment protections. Fair, but here's where it gets messy. Blake wasn't acting like a contractor. She was acting like she owned the damn studio. She got herself a PGA credit and made it very clear to people on set, including the composer, that she was running the film. If that's not employer behavior, what is? Her lawsuit even cited things like tone, sarcasm, and negative energy asterisk as retaliation. I'm sorry, what did we accidentally walk into an HR seminar run by toddlers? That's workplace abuse now? Someone had a tone. What's next? Suing someone for rolling their eyes in a meeting? This is petty mean girls energy dressed up in legalese.
With that, he said in an interview that she basically called him and said that she has moved into the role of taking control of the movie and finishing it and doing the whole movie.
Rogan and others have pointed out the real kicker: if Blake was the one deciding who could access footage and who was essential personnel, then she had more power than Baldoni, the freaking director. So again, who was harassing who exactly? Because from where we're sitting, it looks like Blake was using her fake victim status to cover up the fact that she turned the set into her personal kingdom.
I think more men would be more outraged than the women are. But right now, women, by and large, are holding this. But this can turn the tides.
And if the court agrees, if the judge takes one look at that PGA credit, those call logs, those emails, and goes, her entire legal house of cards collapses. The harassment claim? Obliterated, the lawsuit suddenly looking like retaliation, not protection. And just like that, Blake isn't a brave woman speaking out, she's a powerful executive trying to silence the guy she pushed out. But hey, Blake's always been good at playing pretend, right? Now, here's where Rogan didn't just participate, he flipped the script. His podcast didn't just defend Baldoni, it changed the entire narrative. What Blake and Ryan tried to keep behind closed doors is now being blasted to millions daily. And not just gossip junkies, dads, gym bros, hunters, truckers, average guys who never follow celebrity drama. Now they know the names, the receipts, the shady details.